It says that most individuals are bullish on crypto for a reason, and that you probably have a significant portion of your personal investments in crypto. We all hope that the currencies and tokens we choose in the future will be far more valuable. We'll be huddlers in 6 months, a year, or 10 years. The main issue is that hoarding this cryptocurrency does not provide you with any passive income or interest. When held in a bank account, even useless fiat currency gives you some interest. However, there are a variety of techniques to create passive income in crypto, which can help you gradually grow your crypto holdings. We'll walk you through some of the most successful ways to earn extra money from your crypto holdings in this video. We also provide some tips and tactics to help you boost your profits, as well as some frequent frauds to avoid. This is a video you don't want to miss. Disclaimer: before we begin, please don't be fooled by these deeper strands and nice demeanor. We don't provide financial advice. That means everything you're about to hear is intended to be educational and informative. If you are currently perplexed, you must be a newbie. This is Crypto Clips, and we cover everything crypto related here, from educational guides to coin overviews and token reviews. It's all on our shoulders. So if that's something you'd like to take advantage of, hit that subscribe button lightly. You might as well ring the bell just to be assured. Notifications will ensure that you don't miss any of these videos. Finally, we recommend that you try not to miss any of this crucial information. Okay, people, are you ready to start stacking logic? Let's start with one of the most straightforward methods: a centralized crypto lending platform. Centralized platform. These are essentially lending services that provide a consolidated platform for deposits and loans. Those that deposit their cryptocurrency get interest on it. As a result, it's very similar to how a bank account operates. These firms will store your cryptocurrency and lend it out in order to earn money. This interest is then given to you on a daily basis in your account, allowing you to compound on a daily basis. The most significant difference is that all of these crypto loans are heavily collateralized. This means that the amount of money these borrowers can borrow is always less than the cryptocurrency's worth. It's also worth noting that, unlike term deposits in banks, you don't have to lock up your crypto for a set length of time. Most lending sites allow you to access your funds at any time. Similarly, the majority of these systems can handle a large number of calls. That means you'll almost always be able to earn interest on the coin you're wanting to save. If you simply want to earn a larger interest rate on USD than you would in a bank account, you may simply supply stable coins such as USDT and USDC. Now, when it comes to these services, you must be quite cautious about who you choose to handle. You'll want to make sure they're completely legitimate and secure because they'll be handling your money. There are a lot of lending businesses out there, but Celsius, BlockFi, and Nexo are 3 of the most well-known. Nexo is an excellent option if you're based in Europe. They manage over $4 billion in assets and were created by Credismo, a well-known fintech firm. They offer fast credit and crypto financing, as well as a crypto card that is linked to your account. Nexo also features a utility token that is intended to deliver benefits within the Nexo ecosystem. Interest rates vary depending on the coin you're supplying and whether you want to earn Nexo tokens or in kind. The latter simply means that you get interest on the same currency that you put in. We'd like to expand our present stack, so you'll pick in kind. The following are some of the rates. As you can see, we're earning roughly 12% APY with stable coins on the high end and about 8% with assets like ETH and BTC on the bottom end. BlockFi and Celsius are 2 options for those in the United States. BlockFi. BlockFi has been in the news a lot lately since they've been raising hundreds of millions of dollars to fuel their expansion. They already have over $4 billion in AUM, which is expected to expand significantly in 2020. On the site, users can earn up to 8.6% interest on their BlockFi interest account. If you offer reliable currency like USDT, you can earn up to 9.3% APY. However, it's worth noting that BlockFi was hacked last year, exposing client information. It's crucial to note that this wasn't a cryptocurrency hack, and no client cash were compromised. However, having a hacker know that you have cryptocurrency as well as your personal information is not a good situation to be in. As a result, your personal preference should be Celsius. They have some really appealing prices on a variety of cryptocurrencies. For US users, that means a 6.2% annual percentage yield on Bitcoin and up to 10.5% on stablecoins like USDT. They also provide the chance for that international user to earn interest on their native sale tokens. You will be able to earn somewhat greater rates as a result of this. It's also worth noting that Celsius is totally mobile, with the ability to earn and lend immediately from the app. There's a lot more to Celsius than meets the eye. Now, regardless of which of these services you choose, it's critical to make a point. These are centralized, which means you don't have complete control over your cryptocurrency. It's similar to putting your money on platforms like Coinbase and others. Furthermore, because these services are regulated, you will be required to complete KYC before using them. What if you'd rather keep custody of your keys and avoid the KYC nonsense? Decentralized platforms. That is where DeFi financing comes into play. When it comes to decentralized finance, one of the most important characteristics is trustless and permissionless peer-to-peer lending, which reduces borrowing costs. Instead of a centralized lending platform, lenders and borrowers are matched. You've got a bunch of smart contracts. Interest rates will be adjusted by smart contracts based on the supply and demand for the coins on the network. The most crucial thing to realize about DeFi is that you always have full control over your keys, that there are no platforms that can prevent you from earning interest, and that you don't have to go through any KYC. To begin earning money, all you need is a Web 3.0 wallet that can connect to various lending apps. Because these lending arrangements can earn interest on a continual basis, compounding is likely to have a significant influence. You're not bound by any kind of lockup period, as you are with the centralized services mentioned, and you can withdraw these cash at any moment. Currently, there are a variety of lending procedures available. On DeFiPulse.com, you can look at some of those with the greatest money invested in them, such as TVL. If you want to get an idea of what the greatest rates are right now, go to DeFi Rates' Loan tab. You can see what each protocol yields for certain coins in this section. Of course, certain centralized systems are included, so be cautious. When it comes to those treatments, AV and Compound are good choices. When it comes to overall value locked TVL rankings, these are actually numbers 3 and 2. You may now compare all of the rates at sites like Compound Finance. Stablecoins yield a better return than most other cryptos, as is the case with controlled systems. At the time of this video, USDC was trading at around 10%, whereas Wrapped Bitcoin was trading at around 0.4%. Oh, and if you're unfamiliar with Wrapped Bitcoin, it's essentially tokenized Bitcoin that allows you to use DeFi protocols while keeping Bitcoin exposure. Anyway, you have to admit that's not a really appealing rate of interest. However, the demand for WBT finance in defined markets is lower than the demand for Bitcoin on controlled platforms. When it comes to AV, they offer many of the same lending pools as Compound Finance, and stablecoins have greater interest rates than conventional crypto assets, just like Compound Finance. Because of arbitrage opportunities, you're likely to see many of the same loan rates across most of these protocols. If these rates were different, DeFi users would take advantage of them right away, reducing the gap. That's a pretty efficient market, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. You can use a definable to show that you're interested in any of these protocols. Your preferred wallet might be MetaMask, and if you've ever wondered how to utilize this wallet, you're in luck. We've put together a comprehensive guide for you. Do you have any idea where you can acquire that nice stuff? Now, there are a few things to think about if you're planning to use decentralized lending services. When using decentralized systems, there are a few things to keep in mind. First and foremost, you are the one who bears the responsibility. If one of these platforms is hacked, there is no regulator or agency to deal with. Taking charge of your own finances entails this level of personal responsibility. You should also keep in mind that depending on the network you choose, you may be charged a lot of money. If you're using an Ethereum-based lending platform, this is especially true. There are other lending ecosystems with cheaper network fees, such as the Binance Smart Chain. This, however, comes at a cost of decentralization. So that's how decentralized lending works. When it comes to creating passive money, though, DeFi is truly a magic box of possibility. Yield farming and liquidity mining. Liquidity mining and yield farming are two more highly profitable methods for doing so. So let's get started. How about it? Liquidity mining. A brief overview about the practice of delivering liquidity to a protocol, which is then utilized to promote the decentralized exchange of various assets, is known as liquidity mining. When two assets are swapped for one another, you are referring to as a liquidity provider, and you will earn trading fees. So in the most basic scenario, you can give USDC and F to a USDCF pool and receive a liquidity provider or LP token in return. These tokens then present your portion of the pool, and their value will rise in line with the fees earned when trading on the DEX. It's a rather frequent configuration on automated market maker DEXs like Uniswap, 1inch, SushiWap, Bancor, and so forth. The amount of trading volume that passes through these pools determine the fees. Another factor to consider while sending money to AMMS Lightweight is the risk of temporary loss. This is something we go through in great length in our video about the best DEXs. Incentives for liquidity mining. Liquidity mining incentives are another key factor to consider while using these DEX methods. To sweeten the incentives, these are frequently thrown in as rewards for individuals that provide liquidity. They usually come in the form of governance tokens, which have the potential to be quite valuable in the future. That's how liquidity mining works. Yield farming. When it comes to yield farming, it's a much greater term that frequently includes lending and liquidity mining in the pursuit of the highest yield. Yield farming is most likely where you've heard about those mind-boggling yields in the hundreds or even thousands of % range. With these kinds of terms, it's always a risk versus reward situation. When it comes to passive income, yield farming is usually the riskier option. Now, yield farming is quite complicated in practice, and it is not something we would recommend to newcomers. There are, however, systems that make the yield farming process considerably simpler. They are able to automate this process in essence. Young Finance is, of course, one of the most well-known in the space. This protocol has been around for more than a year and includes a fairly user-friendly front end. DeFi customers may now simply connect their wallets and offer liquidity to earn interest by doing so. It is unknown what kind of extensive yield farming approach is used behind the scenes. All that is visible to the users is this screen over here, where they can earn some of those fantastic returns. The return on the Pickling Sushi Exchange LP token, for example, is as follows. You can earn over 60% APY, and the methodology employs some truly mind-blowing yield-growing techniques. We would advise against providing liquidity in this situation, but it is certainly intriguing. Of course, you can merely provide simple, steady coin liquidity such as USDC. On a personal level, the current APY that these USDC vaults are earning is nearly 20%. That's a lot more money than you'd make if you worked directly from one of the loan platforms. We were delivering liquidity to tokenized Bitcoin pools and earning roughly 10% last year, when yield farming was at its pinnacle. Of course, given the broader market circumstances, those rates have dropped significantly. Remember that there is no arbitrage condition. Well, there's a lot more to yield farming that will be covered in the near future. So, what are the risks? You are, after all, feeding liquidity to your vaults, which will then distribute it to various loan protocols and liquidity mining algorithms. Smart contracts pose a serious risk, and loan pools have been used in the past. If that's a problem of yours, there's another feature given by Yearn Financing that you might be interested in. Cover feature. Smart contract insurance is what they refer to that cover feature. Basically, you can insure some of the Yearn vaults against smart contract attacks by purchasing insurance. Of course, this will lower your interest rate, but it may also provide you with a peace of mind. So that's the difference between liquidity mining and yield farming. They're not for everyone, and if you're just getting started, I'd recommend starting with a small budget. The best cryptocurrency tracking app. The majority of individuals are unaware that they provide a top-notch cryptocurrency tracking program. When you refresh price data, it's like Blockfolio, but without the lag. The app provides a market overview as well as the ability to create price alerts and monitor your trading performance. They have added a new function that lets you create, compare, and browse various portfolios. Portfolios from well-known crypto VCs such as Pantera Capital are included, and it's even better. It's free to download. Unsurprisingly, Acquainting.com's main goal is to make filing crypto taxes simple, allowing you to effortlessly connect all of your crypto wallets and exchange data by CSV or API with only a few clicks. If you live in Austria, Germany, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, or the United States, you should check out that app. For frequent traders, payment plans are available, and if you sign up through the link below, you'll get a 25% discount. The next source of passive income that I have for you is also one of the most well-known: cryptocurrency staking. This, of course, is the profit you may make by staking cryptocurrency on a proof of stake POS blockchain. In essence, you're staking your coins to help keep the decentralized consensus required for blockchains to work. The main advantage of staking is that you're not only helping to secure the network, but you're also earning good money in the form of the coin or token you're most bullish on. When it comes to staking, you have a few options. Whether it was a pure proof of stake or a delegated proof of stake blockchain would determine this. You solo state immediately on the network if you choose the first option. The latter indicates that you will delegate your stake in order to validate a node. When it comes to staking on various blockchains, you must examine several factors, including wallet support, staking complexity, payout terms, lockup periods, and of course, staking return. Staking criteria will vary depending on the currency or token. However, the coin you choose to stake should be entirely determined by how bullish you are on that particular coin. Earning big rewards on a shitcoin is still earning shit rewards. As a result, you should only stake coins that are part of your portfolio, such as Cardano, Polkadot, Avalanche, and Cosmos. At the time of this video, you should be delegating your ADA to a staking pool and getting a yearly payout of around 7%. You should also assign it to one of the delegates known as nominators in Polkadot. After costs, you'll obtain a return of around 12 to 13% APY. You're also giving Avalanche and Cosmos validators my AVAX and Pattern respectively. The rates you're getting there are approximately 5% and 8% respectively. Of course, keep in mind the 5 points we outlined previously, keeping in mind that some ways are more difficult than others. However, most of the coins we've discussed include native wallets that allow you to specify and select validators. Pro tip: if their wallets support hardware, you'll be able to cold stake your cryptocurrency. Isn't it great? Cold staking is a method of safeguarding your cryptocurrency while still allowing you to stake and earn profits. Of course, if most of this sounds a little too hard for you, you can always stick to basic crypto and trade it on an exchange. They act as the validator in this situation and will take care of the stakey. It's pretty straightforward and can be done in a few clicks. Of course, convenience comes with a price. You're staking on a trade, which implies they're in charge of the keys. As a result, you can think of it as a complement to lending platforms. You must also realize that by staking on an exchange, you are contributing to the centralization of a dispersed network. As we indicated at the outset, the more voting power an exchange they have, the more they can sway decisions in network governance votes. If you're still interested in staking on an exchange, Binance is probably your best bet because they support the most tokens and coins. They offer 46 additional stackable chains in addition to the currencies we've already highlighted in our portfolio. If you want to save 20% on Binance fees, utilize the link in the description. That's staking for you. It's a terrific way to get juices on a coin you were going to hodl anyway. Scams. Now, we'll look at some of the most common passive income scams to avoid. Ponzi schemes are increasingly common in the crypto world since they pay out like a passive income investment. Every week, someone brings to our attention a new pyramid or Ponzi scheme. Those same con artists who seem to have inflated return expectations. They can be found in a variety of forms. Here are a few examples that we frequently encounter. First and foremost, there are investment programs in which someone else trades the markets for you. Based on their trading prowess, you will get a consistent daily return. MTX Mirror Trading International and a few others are good examples of well-known scams like this. The second type is cloud mining, which entails purchasing a set amount of hash power in a mining facility in exchange for a regular mining reward. The BitClub network was one of the most well-known frauds in this area, and there are also lending platforms where you can earn interest from people who are borrowing money from the bank. One of the largest crypto Ponzi schemes to date is a good example of this because they advertise on reputable websites and social media channels. All of these Ponzi schemes can be difficult to identify. They spend money on Google and Facebook ads. The most tragic aspect of a Ponzi scheme is that it actually works, which is the whole idea. They continue to pay out the curiously high rates of return as long as new people enter the tunnel. Ponzi schemes can sometimes last for years before finally collapsing. So, how can you know whether you're dealing with a Ponzi scheme? There are a few red signs that we tend to check for. When analyzed, do the returns appear to be good to be true? You may always compare these to some of the lending or staking rates available through the methods listed above. If it's substantially higher, there's something they're not telling you about. Is it then possible to use it in a multi-tiered referral or MLM structure? Because Ponzi schemes rely on new money to pay off old money, they must have fresh money flowing in. They frequently rely on their users to refer these individuals, and users will receive a commission for doing so. Is there a guarantee of profit? Now, if there's one thing you should have learned by now is that no investment can ever be guaranteed. In general, it's rather simple to avoid becoming a victim of these Ponzi schemes. All you need is a healthy dose of skepticism and a fondness for conducting your own research. Many individuals praise the virtues of the huddle when it comes to crypto investing. Huddling can be an excellent way to profit from long-term price increases. Cryptocurrency in a wallet, on the other hand, does not have to be considered dead money. There's nothing stopping you from using that cryptocurrency to earn more. If you're just getting started and want to start with a basic and effective loan solution, Celsius, BlockFi, or Nexo are all good places to start. Alternatively, if you prefer to keep your keys in your possession, DeFi lending methods can be used. Just keep in mind that if you have your keys, you are solely responsible. If you are feeling brave and want to try your hand at liquidity mining or yield farming, you can do so. However, keep in mind that these are some of the most dangerous DeFi operations, and smart contract flaws are widespread. Alternatively, why don't you put some of your coins on the line? You can not only earn decent returns by investing in a proof-of-stake blockchain, but you can also contribute to its broader decentralization. However, whatever you do with your money, don't fall for a Ponzi scheme. Now, it is not a financial advice, but we do have some suggestions. Simply put, Don't do that. Now, we'd love to get some feedback from you, good people. Are there any other passive income methods that you're aware of? Or do you have any questions for me that you'd like to ask in the comment box with your fingers? Let us know. Finally, if you've read this far, I'm guessing you found it useful. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Crypto Clippers, you don't want to miss what else I have in store for you. That'll do it for today. I'll see you soon.